Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about a case coming out of Georgia. Talking about about Sophia Lekiachvili. She's 18 years old and she was killed in a car crash. Her friends of Hannah Makamaya and Anaya, they were both in a car accident on February 23rd, 2024. Around midnight, the girls left the house of the parents of Anaya, the Rouse. They got into Hannah's car and proceeded to leave the neighborhood with a bottle of wine. Hannah was driving, Sophia was in the front seat, and Anaya was in the back seat. Anna had the wild idea that the trio attempted the Oak Grove 100, a challenge in Georgia where drivers attempt to achieve a speed of 100 miles per hour on Oak Grove Road by the high school where both the three attended. During the attempt, Anna lost the control of the car and crashed into a tree. Hannah had some mild injuries, and I sustained serious injuries for the rest of her that will affect for her rest of her life, and Sophia died. Now, all three, the parents, the Rouse, and Hannah, are being charged with the unaliving of Sophia. Find out why now on the press conference of the DA of the local area. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video for more content like this.
Good afternoon, and thank you for being here. I am DeKalb County District Attorney Sherry Boston, and today I'm here to announce indictments related to the tragic death of Lakeside High School student Sophia Lekiachvili on February 24th, 2024. First, I want to express my deepest condolences to Sophia's family and friends and fellow students who have suffered a tremendous loss. Her untimely passing has impacted not only the Lakeside and Oak Grove communities, but people all over Metro Atlanta. I would like to take a moment to introduce the people behind me and acknowledge their hard work on this case. Director of Major Crimes, Lance Cross, Supervising Investigator, Christopher Hollowood, Investigator, Jamie Carroll, and Senior Assistant District Attorney, Jordan Reiser. Now I'd like to provide you with a brief overview of the facts of the case. At around 12:11 a.m. on February 24th, officers with the DeKalb County Police Department responded to a 911 call about a single vehicle car crash on Oak Grove Road near Kirkland Drive. When police arrived, they found a blue Mazda CX-5 flipped over upside down in the roadway. The driver, Hannah Hackmeyer, and her backseat passenger, Ananya Rao, were able to crawl out of the vehicle. But Sophia Lekiachvili was trapped in the front passenger seat. First responders extracted Sophia from the car and rushed her to the hospital, where she later died from her injuries. Data recovered from the car's airbag control module showed that Hannah was speeding more than 60 miles per hour over the limit, hitting 98 just 1 second before the crash. The car's computer also revealed she never tapped the brakes. Using both a portable breath test and a blood test, investigators determined Hannah Hackmeyer was under the influence of alcohol at the time of the crash with a blood alcohol concentration of 0.046, more than twice the legal limit for someone under the age of 21. Today, a DeKalb County grand jury has indicted Hannah Hackmeyer on 3 counts of homicide by vehicle in the first degree, 3 counts of serious injury by vehicle, driving under the influence under the age of 21, and driving under the influence of alcohol less safe, reckless driving, and possession of an open container of alcohol within the passenger area. Her case will be assigned to a Superior Court judge and scheduled for arraignment. While Hannah Hackmeyer was the one behind the wheel that terrible night, we have determined that she was not the only one responsible for what happened. Through our investigation, we learned that Hannah, Sophia, and Ananya had spent the evening of February 23rd at Ananya's house. The friends shared a bottle of wine in the kitchen in plain view of Ananya's parents, Sumant and Andita Rao. At around 11:45 p.m., the teens told Mr. Rao they wanted to go for a drive. Ananya's parents knew the girls had been drinking, but they still let them get into a car and leave the house with an open bottle of wine in the front seat. Less than 30 minutes later, a little more than a half mile away, that decision would prove deadly. Today, the grand jury also indicted Sumant and Andita Rao on charges of involuntary manslaughter, reckless conduct, and maintaining a disorderly house. Immediately following the indictments, grand jury warrants were issued for their arrests. The Raos will also be arraigned to a Superior Court judge and scheduled for an arraignment. We have been in touch with Sophia's family to notify them about today's developments, and will continue to keep them updated as these cases progress through the court system. They respectfully request privacy at this time, and I ask that everyone honor their wishes. There is no greater responsibility in life than for a parent and a child, and to keep them safe. As a prosecutor and a mother of 2 teenage daughters, I have never seen a more egregious disregard for safety and well-being of young people as I have in this case. Mr. and Mrs. Rao's choices that night led to the death of a teenage girl. This crash was foreseeable, consequence of allowing underage drinking in their home, and worse, allowing someone who they knew had consumed alcohol to drive. But our investigation revealed that that night was not an anomaly. Sumant and Andita Rao have a long-standing, repeated pattern of allowing teenagers to drink in their home, Halloween, homecoming, the last day of school. The Rao's home was the party house where teens could freely consume alcohol without interference from the adults who live there, the adults who should have accepted responsibility. It is a miracle that nothing happened prior to February 24th. The Rao's careless behavior has likely impacted hundreds of children over the years, and it is time that they are held accountable. We recognize that prosecuting these cases will not bring Sophie, as her family calls her, back, but we hope that by pursuing justice in her death, we may prevent future tragedies. I'll now open up the floor for a few brief questions. Yes?
Hi there. Question for you, Eric, with Box 5. Just for my own knowledge, why is she being charged with 3 counts of homicide with the person behind it?
Are you talking about Hannah Hackmeyer? It's just how the case is charged. It's several different ways. Vehicular homicide, based on reckless driving, based on being over the legal limit and less safe. If she were to be convicted, those would all merge into one charge. Yes.
Could you share any information about Ananya's injuries that led to the serious injury by vehicle charges for Hannah?
What I can say is that the injuries that Ananya sustained that evening are defined as serious injury by the law. She has recovered and has some remaining injuries, but everything that she sustained that night is covered under the law as what's defined by a serious injury in order to charge serious injury by vehicle.
What's the punishment look like on this?
So in this case, Hannah Hackmeyer, who's charged with vehicular homicide, faces up to 30 years. The Raos, who are charged, the most serious charge being involuntary manslaughter, that carries a penalty of up to 10 years. There are some misdemeanors connected to those. And as you know, a misdemeanor charge is up to 12 months.
Has Hannah Hackmeyer been booked into the DeKalb County Jail yet?
She was previously booked when she was arrested originally for the DUI. So her indictment today did not result in an additional booking. It was not necessary. It was just the formality that we needed in order to bring her case officially into Superior Court.
Was she officially booked when she was arrested though? I think she went to the jail, had her blood drawn, went to the hospital, and then was released from there. So was she booked within
Yes.
that time?
Not that time, after. Once the police officers got the test results back and she was officially charged with vehicular homicide, she was booked in and out of the jail pretty quickly. Today, after the grand jury issued its warrants, Mrs. Rao has been picked up and is in the jail. And at this point, Mr. Rao is out of town, but we've been in contact with his attorneys and we are making arrangements for him to turn himself in.
Your message to people watching, this is not only for the driver in this, but you guys are also going after the parents as well. Talk about just the seriousness of it and just the message for other parents out there or people who condone this type of behavior.
Well, I hopefully the message is ringing loud and clear today, that if you are going to break the law by supplying and or allowing people under the age to consume alcohol in your homes, then you will be held accountable for the foreseeable actions that we know come with that. And so this should be what I call a reminder, because we all know what the law is and we all know what can happen when young people engage in this type of activity. But when you openly allow it, you don't disregard it, and you allow those same young people to walk out of your home after drinking, then you will be held responsible equally and criminally for that conduct.
Has bond been set for the route?
Yes, bond has been set, $25,000.
And is Hannah out of jail?
Yes, Hannah was arrested a while back.